Hi everyone. So tonight we will try to just implement a fun project about let's say that a utility set of tools. You know, if we are building a project time to time, we need something like, let's say, that password generation, encode and decode something, and also, I don't know, minify, JSON, beautify, uglify, this kind of tools. There are lots of websites online. But whenever I try to use them, I always thought that maybe they are, I don't know, storing this information in their systems. Of course, I'm not using some kind of confidential data in that kind of websites, but if we have a tool locally, let's say that a CLI, and then you can use this CLI to encode, decode the provided string or JSON, beautify. You provide a uglified JSON, and then it just produces a beautified JSON output. The main idea is not, of course, just introduce a tool, but try to understand how we are building an open source project. Yeah. Let me try to share my screen entirely. So I just called it Swiss. I hope my screen is good enough to see. So what I do, I just initialize a Go project. Maybe we can also initialize the boilerplate structure of the project for today. For this kind of projects, what I do, for my internal purposes, I am creating an internal directory. This is for internal package. There is a naming convention for this in Go ecosystem. When you use internal package, that means this package cannot be imported by other projects. But if you just create a directory or package which is called package, then that means this package can be imported by other projects. So let it be, this will be internal because I am not planning to expose this usage to outside to be used in their project, because I will already introduce a CLI for this. So for CLI purposes, I am using CMD folder. And so in CLI, most probably you can see different folders, like maybe web app, CLI, this kind of things in the CMD folder. But here, since this is intended to be a CLI project only, I will say that this will be main.gov. Okay, and of course, most probably it will be main package. So we will do whatever we do here in the main function. But here in the internal, let's say that our very first function will be JSON beautify, right? Here in the internal directory, I will say that there is a JSON beautify in this package. So let it be same name, JSON beautify, right? Okay. So basically, we will implement our functions here in this structure. So let's check it in one of the websites, JSON beautifier. Most probably I was using this one, curious concept. Yeah, for example, if you provided a string, something like this, John. If you provide this string, then it produces something like this. this operation is called JSON beautify. So we will do the same thing, but I am thinking if we somehow introduce a contract for these functions. Most probably this will take an input. Let it be string for now to make it simple. String. And if the output will be in string, if there is an error, it will be an error. Okay. Okay, there is no parameter. I will introduce a receive function and it will be run. It takes parameter. The name will be most probably ugly JSON. And it will produce an error. Okay, as you can see, it just redirects to this run function. Okay, I am thinking it a bit. Okay, so this will be a CLI application. That means when you execute something, the program starts, do the operation, and then program exits, right? So maybe storing a state here will be a bit meaningless. So what I will do is instead I will just write a simple function, JSON beautify dot, let's say that beautify ugly here ugly JSON string. It will return error or something else. And I will remove this runner interface because I don't need a contract for this. Okay, in Go, there should be something like a Marshall indent. Oh, like Marshall indent JSON, right? Let's see. Yeah, it is called Marshall indent. Marshall indent. JSON dot Marshall indent ugly JSON. So prefix string. There is no prefix. What about indent? Indent. Okay. 2 or 4. Maybe we can parameterize that one. But for now, let it be something like 4. And handle error, of course. This will be result error. if there is an error, we can just simply return that, right? So about this error handling, I am using some kind of strategy. If there is multiple errors in a specific function, if there's multiple errors, I am trying to pass some kind of context. Let's say that there's another error here, there's another error, right? And then you are trying to do return something. If you do that, so let's say that this is errors. Yeah, this is something else. Here, if I am returning multiple errors, right? Return space and error. Okay, if you okay, this should be something like this. Okay, if you execute this function, and return the error just as it is, this is a problem, right? Because when I execute this function beautify, then there will be an error return, but I don't have any kind of context. So what is the reason of this error? Maybe you can just introduce something like this: errors, that to saying that, or it can be something like this: error f. You can say error occurred while marshalling or indenting JSON, and still you can provide your error message. So this error will be there still, but you are saying that error will while indenting JSON. And in the same way, you can do the separation here by using error2. At this time, let's say that another error, right? When I execute this function and got error, I will know that, okay, the error is for this reason. It is easy to understand in which piece of the specific function I am getting this error. But since there is only one error here, I am not putting any kind of context. I am simply returning the error coming from Marshall index. If there is an error, we are returning this, but if there is no error, then I will do string res and yeah, right? Okay, this is JSON beautify. Maybe we can use CLI tool. It can be Corba, right? Cobra CLI. It can be other tool. Let's try to use one of them. If there's an error, let me check the messages. So thank you all for coming to this session. Okay, I was talking about the contract. When you think about contract, it is something like you are saying that there is a strategy we are using in this project. For example, I have set of utility packages, and then they need to have a function which is called run. From main function, I am always calling this run function from different kind of packages. In this case, I am saying that, okay, there is a contract. In this contract, there is a run function. It takes byte array, for example, as a parameter, and it returns a byte array as an output. Sometimes it can return error. This is my contract. But here, since this is not a long-running application, this is just an application, command line application, that you can provide an input and it returns an output. For this kind of things, I'm not introducing a contract. Instead, I am writing totally standalone packages here. For example, for JSON beautify, it will be beautify. But for, I don't know, JSON encode or normal encode function, it will be encode, not beautify. So I didn't want to introduce a contract for that. So it is, you can just simply ignore it. Okay, I hope there is no problem in the quality of the stream. So beautify, right? In Go ecosystem, again, Go, Cobra, CLI. What we will do is a commander for modern Go CLI interactions. So we will use Cobra to generate a CLI application out of a Golang application. And we will see it right now, how easy it is. So let's install dependency first. Okay. Okay. Oh. Okay, here. So they already have a convention, as you can see here. Application name CMD, right? CMD. There's add go, your go, comments go, here go. Okay. So here, CMD. CMD, there's a root.go. Under this root.go, we just okay. cmd.execute. Okay, cool. So in our application here, there can be a main go here, but in the root of this project, there will be a main.go. This main.go, there will be a cmd execute. Okay. Let it be root. So in Cobra CLI, there is a command line, command name structure. Think about we are using, for example, Docker, right? Docker inspect something. So for each command, there is a subcommand, right? For example, here, when I say Docker inspect, it says that Docker inspect options. You can provide parameters, right? Maybe more concrete example is kubectl. kubectl, for example, when you say get, you have lots of options, right? Pods, it can be services, it can be ingresses, these kind of things. So these commands and subcommands, they look like some kind of tree structure. In this tree structure, there is a root. Let's say that it is root.go right now. Let me check what we did here. CMD. There is a root.go. In this root, okay, we are just simply providing, okay. In root.go, we will just add an execute function. It returns nothing. And we will use this one, Cobra command. Okay. Var. This will be the root CMD. And Cobra command. So in Cobra command, you can put there's a long list of parameters you can pass. But here, I just wanted to use and short. Use and short. Okay. In use, we will say this is the root command. I am saying that my root command is Swiss. And the short one, this is the name of what it does. So Swiss is a command that helps you and that contains utility functions like encode, decode, etc. When you say execute, we will simply say that root cmd dot execute. Right? It will return it may return an error. In this case, I will say that. Sorry for that. This would be this error. So for this case, what we can do, this is coming from root. Let it be return an error maybe. And I can say that return error. Missing return will be return. Okay. Yes. So in main, there will be a main function, and inside this main function, I will say cmd dot let it be execute. Oh. This is another main. Let it be cmd here, cmd dot execute. And I can do an error handling here. If there is an error, log dot fatal f. I can say that failed to execute, or just write the error for now. We will do further refactoring for this. Okay, what else? What else? We can generate a binary out of this one. Go build -o Swiss. You see, Swiss is a command that contains utility function encoding, etc., etc. So there is only root function. We need to, okay, let me quickly add the git ignore file, git ignore, and this git ignore, add idea. This is my, I'm using Golang, and this .idea is the, contains project related files. And also I will put this Swiss to not send this binary to the repository again and again. Okay, what is next? So we will be adding another command for, maybe we can do something like this. So instead of saying JSON beautify, let's do this JSON, right? And then in this, it will be JSON. And under the JSON, there will be JSON beautify. And then we can say uglify. We can, and then, I don't know if there is another function that we can use for JSON. We can also add this one here also. Okay, this is the root function. Then we need to add other commands. For example, JSON.co. And we will be adding our new function, and we will append this function to the root one. Login cmd, root cmd, add command. Okay, cool, very cool. So this time I will be adding JSON JSON CMD. Again, Cobra comment. Here selected fields, use and short. Okay. And then in this file, there is a logic in Go. If you create a function with a name in it, that means whenever you import this file, the function, the statement inside this function will be executed first. So here, what I will do is I will do root cmd dot add comment. I will be adding my JSON comment here. So whatever I have here, it will be appended to root. So I'm trying to constructing my comment root comment tree structure. This is another comment which is JSON, right? Or JSON related utility functions. Let's build our project again and execute the function. So this time you see there is a Swiss JSON and we have Swiss JSON and you can see additional context. For example, you can see completion, right? There is a flag and we only have help here. There is no other flags. But my intention was, instead of this JSON, it is not only JSON, but we will have there will be JSON beautify. This will be beautify. Okay, so here in the init, what I will do is I will do JSON cmd dot add comment. First, I will add JSON beautify comment, and then I will add JSON magnify comment, and at the end, I will add root JSON comment to root cmd. Let's see what happens now. Okay, you see under the Swiss, there is only Swiss JSON, but when I say Swiss JSON, then you can see Swiss JSON, beautify, and actify. I hope this usage is not something very hard to understand. So what is next? We just defined our command line structure, but still we haven't injected any kind of execution on this part. So we will use run E for that purpose. For example, here in JSON beautify, there should be a run E, right? And here, what we will do is we will take what should be the input. There can be multiple inputs, right? The easiest one will be a file. Or what about content? Inline content. So I'm doing this. JSON beautify. Here I can provide a text. Okay, we can specify some kind of global values for that. Okay, we can do something like this for now. Maybe it will be open to refactoring in the future. So JSON value string. So this will be JSON value string. And before adding JSON CMD here, I will define a flag. JSON CMD dot flags string var. So there will be a string var, and here I will pass JSON value as a parameter, which is a global one here, as you can see, and it will be value, and we need to provide a name for that. Uglified JSON. Okay, let's build our project and see more parameters there. Oh, missing return. Oh, okay. Missing return here. Return nil for now. Okay, as you can see, there is a sysjson beautify command. And in beautify, you see there is a dash dash value. So this dash dash value is bound to JSON. If I say Swiss only, as you can see, there is no dash dash value for this because we didn't specify it in that location. So what is next? Here I will do JSON dot beautify. I will provide the uglified JSON, right? The value is JSON value or this one. Okay. There can be an error. There can be an error. Let me check how we will handle this error. There is a util.print. Okay, for now, let it be log fatal. I will do that something like this. JSON error. If there is an error, I will return simply error. But otherwise, we need to print that value. Log.empty.print JSON. Okay, we have added our very initial function. When you say that, it returns nothing, but we can add some kind of validation there, right? What was the validation? Mark flag required. Okay. So here we added a parameter and JSON CMD mark flag required value. I will simply okay. Now let's rebuild again. Oh, okay. Anyway, I will take a look at that one soon. Dash dash value and name. Oh, unknown flag. Okay. Okay, they are not there. They should be. Okay. We need to add this comment flags to JSON beautify. Okay. So, but this is not a JSON beautify. Most probably it is due to this stuff. Let me try to debug this. Hmm. Okay. This beautify function just returns something very weird. Let it. Okay. But yeah, it's not really beautifies it. No. Let's try this one. So what it does is marshalling that it didn't work because it just escapes the value. Out bytes buffer, and then it says JSON.indent. The destination will be the output buffer. The data will be ugly JSON, but I can do it something like byte ugly JSON, and then the remaining same. Okay, so our data should be located here in indent. Remove. Okay. String. Okay. Let's see. I think now it is okay. Yep, now it's okay. So I will take a water. If you have a question, we can just talk. Only 1 minute. back. So what we did here, basically, we implemented very simple logic for beautifying JSON file. You provide JSON content with value, dash value parameter. And then I'm trying to do a JSON indent. In this indent, I am using 4 as an indent size. We print this one into output of the terminal. And we are using Cobra CLI to generate our Golang program into a first-class CLI application. The initial function was JSON beautify, but we can keep adding more and more about these functions. We print this value in terminal in very raw mode, but maybe we can add some kind of coloring, right? Syntax highlighting into this output. Maybe we can take a look at that one. I already used a color package before, but let's see if there is more about syntax highlighting. There is this Golang color. Yeah, this one. I already use this one. So you can, while you are printing your text, you can define your color and it introduce some kind of output. Where is it? Yeah, this kind of output it returns. But let me search for Golang pretty print index. Golang print. Okay, let's see. Let's search and manage. This API is still in flux. Chroma takes source code and other structured text and converts it to a syntax highlighted HTML as color text, etc. So as you can see, it accepts structured text, source code, and it can cover. So as you can see, it also accepts a text. Okay, quick dot highlight. Let me use this one right away. Go get so instead of saying quick dot highlight. So we are saying fmt print. Instead of saying that, you will say highlight. It will be standard output. Our JSON data, the other parameters are Go, HTML, Monokai. So Lexer will be JSON. Formatter will be, I don't know, let's just text. Style, let it be Monokai. Monokai has good template. Monokai. There can be also an error, right? It returns what? This returns an error, then I can say that return Nope. I don't know if they have JSON support. Maybe I need to say JavaScript. J. Yeah, they have JSON in. Maybe this. What about HTML? Hmm. As you can see, it is pretty printed, but what about in the terminal? So it is called formatter. It's just an image. So basically, it is not printing in a syntax highlighted mode, but anyway, it is a good progress, right? Maybe we can add one more function here. JSON, no, base 64 encode. So I don't have memorized, I don't have something in memory about. It was coming from a package which is called hex dot something. Let's see it. Encoding base 64. No error. That means it always encodes. Cool. But this time can be error. It returns byte. This is byte array, so I can do. Okay. So in the now we will add another file which is called base 4 value for Okay, so here, okay. Okay, as you can see, there is encode, decode, encode, how are, no, oh, we don't have it. Oh, because root, yeah, we already added that one. Because we are taking JSON value. Okay. Oh, is it correct? Ah, that's correct. Okay. Let's use same tool to decode it right now. I know unknown flag value. It is decoding this value. So let's see. Messages. So looks like you want terminal for the output. If you're talking about JSON, we already added syntax highlighting, but I want to make it in the terminal. Yeah, we couldn't do that. Oh, terminal. Okay. So basically, we are trying to build Swiss Army tool for terminal. Let's say that you are doing JSON encode, decode, password generate, JSON beautify, uglify. So think about a tool which is called Swiss. It does everything for you. So you don't need to expose your data to outside for some kind of websites. I was about to try this JSON stuff, and here it will be terminal, right? Oh, thank you. Cookies, thank you, by the way. So it was terminal, right? So now we have this better printed text in the terminal. Let me just find the example JSON online. Find the post. Okay, I have a raw string here. Online JSON minify. Okay, I have a very, very long text. Let's see what happens. I might paste it 2 times, so. Come on, too long. Oh, yeah, you see, this pretty printed it. Cool. Oh, nmap telnet. It is too much for this tool. This is very utility, something related to utility. We are trying to implement these functions on our own, but when it comes to nmap, telnet, this kind of things, we can, you know what, we can implement them in a separate session because we cannot implement them. Instead, we need to do an post.exec in order to run existing nmap executable, right? It is totally different stuff. Ping may be doable because we can use net HTTP package, but when it comes to nmap, Yeah, the huge tool. What is next? As a next step, maybe we can, okay, we can add some kind of integrations there, write some tests, unit tests, but I will try to implement everything first. For example, online JSON, when I say this, there is, for example, JSON beautifier, what else? Links. As you can see, there are lots of things. Binary converter, for example, strings, binary to string converter. Maybe we can add a simple calling CI lint integration. Okay, there is no file. Oh, no error. Cool. Hey, so we are implementing a utility CLI. It includes base64 encode, decode, JSON minify, JSON beautifier, this kind of thing. So instead of exposing your data to some kind of websites, you can just install this Swiss tool and then execute whatever command you need. Terminal only uses 8 colors, but looks like it's terminal 16 for more colors if you want to look more pretty, if your terminal supports it. Okay, let's try it. Cookies, JSON. So you are saying that instead of this one, you already sent a link, right? So here there should be some kind of example screen. Kinda. Now I can see the difference. This is red and yellow. In the previous one, it was red and white, something like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was very useful information. Thank you. Thank you, Cookies. What about Uglify or Minify? There's a minify. Ah, there's minify JSON. Okay. We can do that, right? We can replace new lines with nothing so that it will make it. What about this? In internal JSON beautify, we identify string. It will be string. I will do return strings replace all. New line will be replaced by nothing. And the initial string initial string. Yep. Let's try that. CMD JSON say uglify func return fmt print JSON.uglify input to be JSON value on the JSON value and return Okay, let's try. Same problem. Yeah. Oh, also, okay. Remove white space. Trim spaces. Maybe two operation. Oh, yeah, let's check compact. So what was it? So we are not trying to use JSON compact. Cool. So we will do the same thing, right? Instead of doing JSON indent, we will use JSON contact. Okay, cool. Let's do this. Compact. There will be JSON, but there's no other parameters. Okay, this will be in. Out to string. JSON. Okay, so okay, that's it. Git get repo create. Okay, cool. Let's see simple examples. Very cool. So many visual functions in the standard library. Yep, yeah. So I haven't used that one. So as you can see, I am also learning because it is not possible to use all kind of standard library functions, right? You only use it whenever you need. So I'm planning to generate a matrix that state which function we have in the README file. We can have it. But continuously, I will be adding these functions more and more. And I will put a basic integration, GitHub CI. I have pushed the repository in my GitHub account, but there are lots of functions we should add to the repository. I believe if I can add 2 or 3 functionalities per session, it will be good. And there is a special function in Cobra CLI. We can also generate the documentation. So we have lots of functions there. We can generate the documentation so that we can see them in place. Okay, that's it. It's been already 1 hour and a half. If you don't have any other questions, we can finish it here. Yeah, I call it something like Swiss Army Toolkit. That's why I put it Swiss. By the way, we will be using Go Releaser whenever a new release is made. This tool will be published to GitHub Artifacts, Brew, so that you can install it in your home brew formula. And also it will do some kind of Twitter notifications. So we will not only see the implementing something in Go, but we will also seeing this integration in CI pipeline. Okay, thank you all and see you in the next session.